We're starting things in reverse today because we have some Wizards of the Coast news for this Friday. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, coming to you live from Site B, 8 o'clock in the morning on this foggy 18th day of August in the year of our Lord Hello Kitty 2023. D&D Beyond / Wizards of the Coast just quietly slid a news announcement under the door and hoped nobody would notice. And if they did, they're kind of keeping it cool. They're kind of keeping it calm. And considering one of the bits of news that came out of this, you'd think they'd be a little bit more presumptuous, but maybe it's a wait and see. So they announced that they are having a now partnered content section on D&D Beyond. These are third-party companies that they claim they worked with in the past, whose product they are now making available to you digitally, not physically, digitally, D&D Beyond. Now, mind you, 90% of these were things they already owned that were on D&D Beyond in the past, got removed from D&D Beyond, and are now back on D&D Beyond, so take that as you will. The big surprise is the Critical Role stuff, especially the Tal'dorei campaign guide. So either this is a good thing or a bad thing. So let's get to this. So as you know, January happened, and the OGL thing happened, and the third-party content thing happened. And one of the many things Wizards of the Coast came out of the OGL nonsense disaster was, oh, oops, sorry, we didn't know people have been using the OGL for the past 20 years, and we've been letting them use our software to put OGL stuff. Well, no, oh, God, now we're not going to do that anymore. Oh, wait, you're upset about that? So we're going to have a new way of doing that. And if you remember, the new way to get your third-party content onto the D&D Beyond would eventually end up being you pay them for the right to rent the space for your third-party content, which they will then make a percentage of going forward. Now, we knew we would eventually see the DM's Guild stuff on there, so this should come as no surprise to anybody that DM's Guild stuff is going to be one of the third-party content going forward that's going to appear on D&D Beyond, because Wizards technically already owns the third-party content that's on DM's Guild. So right now, under the partnered content section, which I have been told has already moved from where it was yesterday, there's a part somewhere in D&D Beyond, if you're paying the $30 a month fee, there is a section called partnered content. Now, yesterday, the section had the Dungeons & Dragons Rick and Morty, which one was already on D&D Beyond, and two, you own Wizards of the Coast, so technically it's not a third party. The second one was the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, which, you know, was one of our first dips into the world of Tal'dorei Critical Role, which, again, was on D&D Beyond before. Now it's just in a new section, and you already owned it. The weird one is Frozen Sick. Frozen Sick, that's a weird one to have on there. It's just an adventure from the DM's Guild, so I guess they're testing to see if DM's Guild stuff will show on it, and it's, you know, a tie-in to all the giant stuff. So this is also a third party, but technically it's DM's Guild, so it's not really third party. Then we had Call of the Netherdeep, which was on before, and now it's back on, but it's just in a new section. And again, Wizards of the Coast, you already own the right to this. You already own the right to this. You already own the right to this. You already own the right to Call of the Netherdeeps. Then we had the Minecraft, that weird Minecraft thing they came out with a couple months ago, where they made stats, D&D stats for some of the Minecraft monsters, like Slenderman and the Ender Dragon and creepers. My God, could you imagine a creeper in a real D&D game? Oh God, no! Don't. Why did you get near it? That'd be fun. I don't know. I might have to throw one in as a new type of slime. But yeah, but this one was also already on D&D Beyond and Ars Arcana. And yeah, you know, kind of Microsoft, Hasbro tie-in. That one's kind of weird. The weird one is this one, the Tal'dorei Reborn, because this one was made by Darrington Press. It wasn't made by D&D. As far as we knew, there were no D&D crossover points. So this is the one that's concerning, because does this mean that Critical Role has changed their mind and decided to re-sign a contract with Wizards of the Coast going forward for 2024? A lot of people are going to say, yes, it does. A lot of people are going to say, ha, this proves they had never had any intention to ever make a separate game. They were always going to go back to D&D. Dagger, Heart, and Illuminated Worlds, Kindled Obscura were just a troll. And now, they're going to stay loyal. So a lot of people are going to say that the fact that Tal'dorei campaign setting book is available as a third-party content is them saying, is Critical Role saying, yes, we're going to stay loyal. We're not going to push Daggerheart for campaign 4. Considering some of the reviews of Daggerheart that have already come out, that might not be a surprise, but remember, it's still being play tested. So for people who are saying, well, it kind of sucks and it doesn't look original, can you believe the guy said it doesn't? There's nothing unique. It's nothing unique. There's at least 3 or 4 things unique in Daggerheart. And stop farming my content, Scott. So yeah, so this is either a bad thing because it means that they're going to announce tonight that yeah, we have re-signed our contract. We're going to stay loyal to D&D Beyond. Campaign 4 is going to be using D&D and not Daggerheart. Or this means we are officially cutting our ties with anything that connects us to D&D because the Tal'dorei bank stuff still uses D&D stats like armor class, hit points, stuff, feats, stuff like that. Anything we make after this will be using Daggerheart, not D&D. So since this is technically still a D&D product because it has D&D shit in it, like armor class and hit points, we're making this available to our D&D fans because we are 100% cutting any connection we have with D&D. And going forward, any source books we will be making will be Kindled Obscura, Illuminated Worlds, or Daggerheart. So look for the Daggerheart official Tal'dorei guide coming out in 2024, 2025. So that is the other way you could look at it. So 50% it's bad news, 50% is good news. Now, if it was me and I was Matt Mercer and I was looking at every possible aspect, including my fan base and knowing my fan base, I would have picked option number 2. But maybe I'm a bigger capitalist than Mercer is. I don't know. My gut tells me still, and nobody has given me any evidence otherwise, so until I hear it 100% from Mercer, my gut tells me they are cutting the ties to Wizards of the Coast. They are cutting any connection they have to D&D, and they will focus campaign 4 in some form or another in Daggerheart because that is the one that makes the most sense financially. They have complete control over the IP. They have complete control over the world, over the characters, over the system. They can do stuff using Tal'dorei, using Critical Role, using the Mighty Nine, using Bell's Hells, using Vox Machina in any shape or form without Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro going no, and without Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro taking a percentage. There's only one thing that Hasbro offers that nobody else offers them yet, and that's the toys. I mean, Critical Role Monopoly, Critical Role Clue, Critical Role the action figures, Critical Role the flamethrower. That's the only thing Hasbro offers them. I mean, other people have been making toys and stuff based upon the Critical Role licenses, but there's no, action figures, Critical Role Monopoly yet. So that's the only thing Hasbro has left to offer them that they can't do on their own or they can't do through Amazon. So that is why this is a big question. Does this mean they are 50% abandoning Daggerheart and going back to D&D for campaign 4? Or does this 50% means they are 100% cutting their ties with D&D, getting rid of anything that connects them to D&D, so in 2024, campaign 3 can be 100% Daggerheart? I'm hoping for the later. I know some people are hoping for the further. I know you're farming my content again, Scott. So if you're going to farm my content, just just use my name, dude. It's pathetic that you're still doing this after all this time. Anyways, that's the D&D Beyond news. And do we have any other news from Wizards of the Coast? We'll explore that later today. But for now, there you go. What do you think about this? Are you a D&D Beyond person still? Does this excite you? Do you not care? Now, I have been told since they put this up yesterday, it has been moved. All the Critical Role stuff is next to each other in one bit of the section, and the other 2 are in another section. So the Monsters Companion and Frozen Sick and Rick and Morty are in one part of the partnered content section, and the Explorer's Guide, Call of the Netherdeep, and Tal'dorei are in another section. So they're chunked together. And I suppose there's probably also going to be bundles, if there aren't already, where you can just get the Critical Role bundle for, I don't know, $150. And then you can get the other shit bundle for $150. And note, none of these come with the physical content. So the Rick and Morty one had physical stuff that came with it. You're not going to get that. I don't even know if it has the comic book. And so, yeah. And I don't know if the Monsters Companion has the papercraft stuff in it. I mean, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. But I don't know if they could get the stuff to do the comic book and the third-party shit that was in this. But yeah, there's no surprise that these three, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of these 6 doesn't come as a surprise to me, because they were already on D&D Beyond, and Wizards already owns those. But this one is a surprise. And again, 50% bad news, 50% good news. My gut tells me good news, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Talk to you later. Let me know what you're thinking as always. Till then, I'm the OGGM. Appreciate you joining me this early in the morning. We'll be back with our regularly scheduled nonsense in just a sec. Till then, sit back, relax, take a breather. It's going to be another wild, crazy Friday as we eagerly await the aerial flood to hit Ventura. I'll talk to you later, nerds. See ya.